Me, 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 me.
Let's make it about me.
How can we make this podcast about May on your birthday?
Baby, now, when you wear the headphones, we got to make sure the hair's not poking out.
Is it poking out?
Just like a little bit.
Does it ruin the look?
But you know what? My hair looks not good whenever I wear it.
But I can't tell that far. Does it look okay?
Yeah, just do it one more time.
It doesn't need to be perfect, but is it distracting?
Just one more time. Just one more time. You're almost there. You're almost there. I'm tagging yeah and yeah. You look so cute in this.
What's the famous thing I'm missing here? Who's the hair slicking back? What is that? Grease?
Grease.
Yeah, I've only seen that once.
Grease lightning.
A long time ago. How's that?
It's great. It's just what we do, my guy.
It's just what we do. Well, let's cheers.
Let's cheers, honey.
Welcome to the Days of Our Lives recap episode. You're like, Freddie, you're getting dressed up like this for the day's recap? Of course.
Of course.
Well, it is also your birthday.
Bet you go well.
So, well, cheers.
Cheers, honey bunny. Thanks for making everything special because, by the way, I haven't even been able to talk about everything that you've done for me yet. You redecorated this whole house and made it like a speakeasy and a movie theater and a restaurant, and it's so dope.
Well, I don't, I'm not romantic all the time, but I do go all out every now and then, and it kind of gives me a little leeway.
Yes.
Like now that I've gone really big here, or like our proposal, I went really big. So then I get a couple years in between where I can get away with being the wet blanket that I am.
But you actually are very romantic. Like more than you
I know
would
how
think.
to be. It's just, I guess, putting in the effort.
Oh, you're
But I'm romantic by making you laugh, doing the little things, so I don't get you chocolates every time.
But you make me breakfast on the daily.
I do.
That's romance.
Not
to
always
me.
in bed, but on your birthday you get
That
in bed.
was pretty nice.
Yeah, it's been a great day. Other than my throbbing foot that I just banged on the refrigerator, I am feeling great.
This. Oh my gosh! And where is the refrigerator, babe? Could you please explain to us what's going on?
Well, we were decorating, so I had to move the refrigerator out of the kitchen, and now it's in a hallway. And I tried to sneak by, and I banged my foot. And but anyway,
But let's get into our podcast. Excuse me. He has to make it all about him.
yeah, I know.
Steal the episode back, baby.
I have another couple coming.
You know, I will say. God bless you.
What a perfect segue. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got in some new masks. If that creeped you out or grossed you out, wouldn't you be even more grossed out if you were in an elevator in a small closed space and I didn't have a mask on like that? Well, we've got you covered. We should do a commercial like that.
That's great.
We've got some new, well, we had it out for like a week or so, but we haven't featured it on the podcast yet. An hourglass face mask, which is so comfortable and awesome. I've been rocking it out. It's super comfortable, but the hourglass, you know it's good.
So cute. Gotta represent, baby.
Gotta represent. And then we've got the little mustaches here.
So cute.
And our dad's golf. This is like a typical like Father's Day type thing, but our dads wanted some masks, and we said, you know what? I bet you a lot of guys would love a golfing mask. I don't know if you can see it here if you're watching, but there's little golf clubs on it, and it's super awesome. And so we've got a whole collection. You can look down below. It's all on the bar now on YouTube.
Yay.
So just right down below, you'll be able to see all the masks and T-shirts that we have at our merch store, and we have the link in the description box as well, so you can check those out. But this hourglass one has been flying off the shelves, so thank you all. I know, and it's really cool. I've been rocking it as well. But I want to get into the Days of Our Lives recap today.
Let's do it.
Because it's been a really great week of shows. Welcome everyone to the Freddie and Alyssa Show. I'm 2 beers in, so I got a little happy buzz going, a little sweat going. It's going to be a perfect
our coffee-fueled
podcast.
It's our beer-fueled podcast. Tell us if you guys like these.
Well, it's
they might
interesting.
Be a little more off the wall.
Because we were like, you know what? We're going to eat healthy and not drink, and we did that for many months.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the past few days, we're like, hey, it's your birthday.
Hey, birthday's coming
and
up.
a beer hits different.
It does.
A beer hits different when you've not had one in a while.
It's nice and cool, though. I keep looking at you, and I feel like you're a correspondent on, like, a sports channel or something. So, please, let's do the intro.
On Oscar night. Welcome everyone to the Freddie and Alyssa Show. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We like to have a lot of fun here and hang out. We've been putting up videos for a couple years now. If you're here because of the Days of Our Lives recap and you're a Days of Our Lives fan, we have interviewed 22 of your favorite Days of Our Life stars right here on YouTube, a couple on iTunes, but you can feel free to stalk our channel. We put up vlogs and one-off videos, so we have a good time. But yeah, please subscribe. This way we'll keep you up to date with everything that's coming up, and we'll have a lot of fun. And also, I want to give a shout-out to... Where's the photo? I took a lot of photos today. Now, this is the part of the show where we opened up our podcast to producers.
Yes.
And it's a monthly contribution. It helps us build our channel. And though one of the perks is that we give you behind the scenes and we give you some extra footage. There's like even our decorating of the whole entire thing. We're putting on the producer thing. So because people are putting in their hard-earned cash money on a monthly basis to help us grow a show, we give you extra stuff. And one of the things is a shout out. So here's 3 new producers of the week. So Amy, Connie, and Ann. Bear with me. Amy Delane. That one's pretty easy. Connie Deldoni.
Okay.
Connie Deldoni and Ann Witkowski.
Yay!
Deldoni. I think I got that right, Connie. Ann, Connie, and Amy, I appreciate you very much, and this has been another edition of me trying to pronounce last names. But if you want to learn about being a producer, we've got that link in the description box as well, so you can check that out as well. But, and then last thing, we're all over the place today. Sorry, everyone. Hope you're enjoying you can tell we didn't plan today. We're just like on cloud 9. This is really mean of me. But we were taking a photo, and this script is hanging out. And this script, for all you Days fans, inside this script.
Explain to us. What is happening in there?
This is the last episode. This is Sonny's September 1st that I shot.
You stop.
And in this has what happens. But it's a month early, so I can't share. I can only show you the cover.
Oh, but he knows.
But I know. Isn't it crazy that I know?
Baby.
I hope everyone's happy with the ending. I don't know. There could be mixed reviews.
From what I know about it, I would say yes. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think Sonny leaving and Will leaving, there really can't be a happy ending.
I know.
So there's that. But anyway, I just wanted to tease everyone that inside here. But the reason that I have this here is not just to tease you, but I'm going to message publicity. I've got 2 copies. And once we do our September 1st recap episode, I'm going to see if I can sign a couple of these and send them out to all of you. And I'll see if I have any other memorabilia that I'm allowed to send out. So stay tuned for that, and I will get a couple of these scripts out once the episode airs. I obviously can't,
Now you apologize to the viewers. Let them know you're sorry you brought that up.
No, I think they're happy because there's going to be 2 amazing fans that are going to get a copy. We'll set this over here. But so what'd you think of the 3 episodes this week? Because they were bonus. Remember I messed up the schedule?
Yes.
So there was 2 bonus this week, and then there's 1 on August 3rd that I missed.
Why did you mess up the schedule? Because of Olympics?
No, I just missed an email. Bob, who works in casting, he sends out emails of when we work. So when I was going through all my emails, I just happened to miss, like the November, whenever we shot those 3 episodes, I missed the email. So I left 3 episodes off of my list.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, we had so much fun watching them this week, and I was so into it. And when you and Will found out that you were going to get the baby when you were in the hospital with Claire is her name, right? The sister?
No, the sister is Allie.
Why do I think
Claire is Olivia, who plays Claire, who's another character on the show.
Okay, so 2 like really cute little blonde girls.
Yeah.
Great actresses.
Yeah.
Okay, so when she told you
Allie,
guys, when Allie told you guys that you're getting the baby, and you and Will left the hospital, Brian DiTillo, who plays what's the character's
Lucas.
name? Lucas walks in. And he said something, and I'm not kidding you. I know you, and it was like a genuine laugh. And I'm curious, was it improv? What did he say? How does it work on set?
Yeah. We did, I don't know. Sometimes I like to give us credit that all of us are just phenomenal actors. So Brian did, it was the lawyer thing. Will's like, we're going to go get a lawyer. And he goes, uh-oh.
That's
anyway,
like, even Chandler were like, I feel like you both were just like, it's genuine. But maybe you guys are just that good. I don't know.
No, I think he improv that because in those kind of scenes, like when she's in bed and it's really easy for us to exit, I think he probably didn't do it in rehearsal, but he did it to surprise us.
Because he knew.
And but moments like that, you know, you don't always get those reactions.
Right.
But overall, the years, I have had moments where people improv, and that's why it made me a better actor, because we have to listen. Because Days allows improv. So if you're stuck on your lines and I didn't react, then it ruins the great moment.
Right.
So I always have to like listen and pay attention, and Brian Datillo, because we were even making a joke, because I was watching even Galen. I know Galen as one of the funniest people I've ever met. I've always said him, Eric Martzoff, and Brian Datillo walk into a bar. Those three need to have a sitcom.
Yeah.
Because they're genuinely funny people.
Yeah.
Even if you're talking something serious, you can't keep a straight face. But they play serious roles, and I cannot take them serious.
I know.
Even though they're doing a great job, I just know deep down behind that what's going on right before action, especially Brian Datillo. Unless it's a super emotional scene, then he's in it. But he comes in with energy. And he's like, yeah, you know, making jokes, making people laugh. And then they're like, all right, 3, 2, 1. You're going to take Allie's... And he goes right into it. But he is such a comedian.
Isn't that so interesting? I feel a lot of soap actors are really funny, but you guys aren't really given that platform with the soap. I mean, sometimes, like, there's some parts of the show that you'll laugh at, but there is a lot of dramatic acting, and it's like there's so many of these actors that are hysterical.
I also think because everything is so serious all the time that you almost... It's kind of the feeling for anyone who's ever stayed up really late and you start getting the giggles or something because it's so late or you haven't slept.
Delirious.
It's kind of like that because everything's so serious. Like you're cutting to us like, we're getting a baby, and then Ben is tied up in a warehouse, like getting beat. And then you're like cut over to someone else who's, it's just, it's bizarre.
That's what people love about the soap world, though. It's
yes.
so crazy. It's so high intense.
You need that. And I almost feel that there was an Anchorman movie that they had so much extra footage, they released an extra Anchorman movie. Was that true? From one of the Anchormans, they shot so many different takes that I think they released a separate film.
Okay, like an uncut, maybe.
But I think even separate, where you could we could watch the whole film as a different thing because there were so many takes.
Huh.
I wish Days would go through the archives. The moments that happened, the minute before the cameras roll and the minute after, because anytime we're doing that long stare and we're like, you slept with him. You did. And then we break, but once they yell cut, that moment afterwards, we go right back into just goofing around. And I feel like there could be such a show there of just before or after the take.
Imagine?
And it's already there.
That's so funny.
That's what we ended up doing here. That's why when we have these cameras rolling, we even have me banging my foot on the refrigerator.
Do we?
Yeah, I had these rolling.
Oh,
but we do.
Better put that in the producer section.
Yeah, we do a little before the show because there's just moments that are caught right before you become, before you go to work. When you pull up to work, you're jamming music, and then all of a sudden you put on your name tag and your suit, and then you walk in, you're like, hey, everyone, this is my professional self. But right in the car, you were like...
Being you.
Being you. So that happens on Days, too.
Anytime you stub your toe or hurt a body part, you always scream, I know I'm alive.
Shows you're alive.
I know, and I do that, too, because anytime, it hurts so bad, I'm like, I'm alive. Be grateful. It hurts so bad, and I'm not kidding. I mean, you showed me that bruise already that's forming. Mm-hmm. That's not going to be cute.
Well, I've got really sore calves because I've been going up and down a stepladder, hanging streamers, hanging lights, 4.5 hours of work, 4 hours today, and now I've got a hurt foot. But but it's all worth it because
too much work in.
We're going to have some...
have so much fun later. But before we get to that, curious, too, because you were mentioning how... Obviously, on Days, you guys can improv and do all of that. But for you personally, how did you learn that you guys could improv? Did someone tell you? Did you kind of just pick it up and go, oh, that wasn't on the page?
That's a really good question. I think it just happened by accident because there's so much dialogue to learn. And there's certain times that you just don't remember. So you just go... You're just like, you're in the scene and you're like, this kind of makes sense to say next. And you try to save it. And then I think maybe one time someone praised it where they go, hey, that was such a great save. And I was like, yeah, I can save. So I can, I can do that now.
Interesting.
So then it just started being where we can go, oh, okay, they just want the scene done.
Right.
I mean, it is so fast there.
Of course.
It is so fast. So they just want it done as long as it's quality. They just want it done. So they don't pick and choose. And they will stop you, though, if you improv and you use bad grammar, which I used to do a ton. My grammar's gotten so much better, not like spelling, but speaking.
You sent me an email the other day. You had it say grammar in the subject line so I could...
Oh, you could fix it for me.
And you
If I misspelled grammar. I said ER instead of AR.
Grammar isn't even spelling. It's just different. But I loved it. It was great. Anywho.
But all the tenses and everything that I do on days, that used to be my first 3 to 4 years there, would be a lot of, Freddie, you just said, like, I used to speak not correctly, and so when I would improv or just consume, it would come off wrong. Or there's times that we'll miss words that are important. So there are times that you have to say what's in the script or it doesn't make sense. You can't say that Lucas is in trouble when you mean Ben.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as it doesn't affect the story, they let you improv.
So interesting.
And we had a little moment, too, which is a really fun improv, is me and Chandler were opening up a bottle of champagne. And the Albert and Mark, who are the two coolest guys, again, who need a show.
Are they producers?
They're props.
Oh, okay.
Property.
Okay.
And they're the ones who bring in, so anytime we're doing like danishes or you're bringing in, beer, you're bringing in food, or, if you need the table moved out. Now here's a little dirty secret I'm going to let you all know, if you pay close attention. There are certain scenes, if you're in, like, say, the Kiriakis mansion, the coffee table, you'll never really catch it, is going to move. So if we sit on the couch, they'll move the coffee table away so you have more leg room. But then if we're up by the bar or we're walking by the desk, they push the coffee table really close to the couch to give us more room. But Mark or Albert will come in and move it, and Albert will never let you do anything. Like, there's times that I'll grab a drink from the bar in the scene, I'll go sit down, and then we have to redo it, and I'll go to walk back over and pour it back out and do it. He goes, I got it. So he'll come and do it, and they do the they'll bring in the books, they'll bring in just everything props, or the pillow, or someone who's operating the camera will go, that photo has a little glare, so they'll take like a smashed styrofoam cup or something and put it under the photo on a wall so that there's no light reflection off of it, and they'll hold the door. I think it was Victoria or maybe Camila, someone posted a story where Mark and Albert were holding the door, so anytime the door's open for a wedding, Albert and Mark are holding the doors. Or if I'm going to slam someone against the walls will shake. And it looks fake. So Mark or Albert will hold it. So I slam like someone against it and they're behind it like holding it. Or you'll slam a door and they'll be behind it to like catch the door so that it'll close softly.
Well.
So, but Mark and Albert
commitment
are amazing. And they do that. But anyway, so they brought in the champagne. And champagne, when we were celebrating, because we're going to adopt Allie's baby, we have to really pop it. But it's like really hard to do. And you can even notice, because I told Chandler, I'm glad you're doing this. I think I remember telling it was this time. Because anytime I have to do it, I'm always like...
Yeah.
The last time I did it was when we were getting married in the hospital. And I popped it, and you're like this, and Chandler did the same thing, but he got it. And you'll notice if you rewatch the episode, he popped it and goes, like he had such a real moment where he goes, I got it in one take, and then he pours it, and then we cheers. But if you rewatch that episode, you'll see Chandler goes, like he had a real moment of like, I did it, and I didn't hit anyone.
I feel like I remember you telling me, that was a long time ago. No?
About a year when I did it. And I've done it maybe 3 times my whole career. And every time you're like...
Because even, like, not filming, I would be sketched out to do that. Like, that is a big responsibility.
Then you have to kill the dead air.
Yeah.
Because as you pop it, you have to still talk. And then you have to make sure it doesn't overflow. And then you're handing it, and you're doing all the stuff. But then they have an extra, thing. But if you pop it and mess up, you need a new champagne.
Did they ask you, hey, Freddie, do you know how to pop a bottle of champagne? Or they just expect...
They just show you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or anytime they bring in a gun, props will come in with the gun and they have to open the gun and show you there's no bullets in it and there's no clip.
Wow.
And they'll say gun on set, or I think it's gun on set. Is that what they say? Or they say something. I think it's just all safety. So they have to show every actor, look, there's no bullets, there's no clip. And then they put it back together and then they hand it to you.
I wish I could remember the exact details, but I think it was in the 80s, and there was a film where they had a gun on set, and it was loaded on accident, or something happened, and the actor died.
I think it had blanks in it, but it was still enough to hurt someone.
It was something like that, but that's very
Isn't that
interesting.
crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of safety there, especially when there's fire, when there's like the fireplace is on or there's lit candles. There's a lot that goes into it.
I can't imagine.
Filming, production, and now that I'm talking about Mark and Albert, as much as I'm like, hey, Mark, hey, Albert, like we all hang out, but when you really think about just how many people are involved, the stage manager, I mean, the sound, the cameras, there's so many people.
Yep.
Filming love scenes are fun. You have all these people watching you.
Tell me more.
But yeah, yet again, props puts up the pillows. They do all,
So they're all ready to go, and then you guys are just sitting there like, okay, we're about to do this on camera. And they're like, okay, let me just get this going.
Everything's, yeah. You have to make sure you're not shooting up your nose, that you look good. They put the pillows there. They put everything around. But, yeah, everything that you need. And then there's wardrobe that comes in, and they have to, like, there's certain times there'll be a logo showing on a T-shirt. And they'll have to take a black magic marker and cover the logo because you don't have the rights to use that. Or you'll have to sew something or change something or wardrobe change or cut that, like, string hanging off and then get back in, then do hair, then do makeup, then do something under the eyes or...
Have you ever been in any scenes where you guys do like product placement on a soap? So like if it was, yeah you have? And
I personally haven't.
Really?
Chandler had to, and it was the greatest day of my life.
Well, tell me what happened.
I'm sure the advertiser just wants there to be a specific script of what they want said, but it's so not real. Like anytime we do product placement, that's the biggest pet peeve we have, even with influencers and everything. And God bless people. Hey, you got your own learning journey to make it seem flawless. And but they have when me and or I don't remember what the story was, but it was Christopher, Sean, me, and Chandler, and he was moving out or we broke up or something. And he just goes, yeah. He's like, it's a bummer. I gotta move. I just got all this new furniture from Ashley's Furniture. And I loved that Chandler had to deliver it with a straight face.
So make me laugh because I can just see him.
There's about maybe 5 times in my whole career that I will specifically go on set just to watch certain scenes, and that was one of them, or through at least the live feed that's going on.
Oh, you weren't in the scene?
No, I just had to go watch it. There's certain times when there's something ridiculous happening that I have to go witness it because I just know my fellow castmate has to make it real. And it was amazing. So there's been a few times that I'll just watch and just go, oh my God, I'm glad this isn't me.
I feel like with Days or most shows, it's not all of the time, but it's so random when they'll put sponsors in.
I've seen another soap do it very, very bad. At least with Days, they had the Ashley Furniture thing, or they've done a couple others. But there was another soap I watched.
I wonder how much they pay for that.
I don't know, but just it's the company's fault.
But why
just
not
feature it? Feature it.
That's what I'm saying.
Look, hey Coors Light, if you want to feature us. Why do we have to say the sparkling thing? People know we're drinking Coors Light.
This is my favorite thing about Coors Light. Makes me feel good.
Yeah, just have it featured.
Huh.
Like, you don't need to do any. You don't, like, if we had a Coors Light ad, I would not want to read, unless it's an actual traditional sponsor like we do, where we do read if that's what they want.
Very
but
different.
If we're going to make it seem like it's just organic, I'm not going to.
Why do that? But also, why would big companies choose a sponsorship on the actual show versus commercial time? I wonder what the difference is in how much they're paying, why you would choose to be on the actual show as opposed to, like, if you are on national TV, what the commercial is like. And then I remember we went to something called Vid Summit years ago, like 2017, and there was this really big YouTuber, and he was talking about all of the product placement that he does in his YouTube videos, but it's creatively, and so it's not in your face, which is so interesting because things are changing.
It should just be, especially if it's a product that does not need demonstration.
Yes.
Like Ashley's furniture doesn't need demonstration.
Yeah.
Just show the furniture.
Yeah.
Which I don't even think they had furniture
But then,
of Ashley's
too,
furniture.
I guess if it's on the show, how are you going to know if it's from Ashley's furniture? Hey guys, you see my new furniture?
I don't know. I don't know why they did
Hey
that.
Will, where'd you get that from? That's a nice couch.
Ashley's furniture. I can't believe that you're going with Paul after all this time. I know, I'm so sorry, but I have this Ashley's furniture. And we're going to move it and...
Guess you're not getting the couch.
Yeah, the metrics of it all, I mean, they're obviously getting, Days is getting paid to have Ashley's furniture in that specific example. They're hoping to get sales, which it worked, and it does it. But it's just the way it's done. It's
At
just
least
goofy.
to us, we're millennials, and so we take in information very differently. And I think that's why, even with social media and influencers, all of that, they create different kind of content that we will consume. Back in the day, that was probably that's all you could do.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that there's just a way to do it. Like anytime you're going to sell anything, I think the art of it is how do you sell a product, how do you market, or how do you create brand awareness of a product without it being corny, without the audience going, I've like even with us, like we've never hard sold anything. We're like, hey, we have masks now. And people are like, cool, I either want a mask or I don't.
Right.
Or we got a t-shirt or we have, if we're doing a spot, it's just kind of, I never want to make people and create friction between an audience.
Oh gosh.
I think you just need to build brand and allow people, because that's how we are. How many things we see we don't buy? There's some study where I think we see an astronomical amount of advertising every day.
Yeah.
As a human being, everyone, everywhere you go, there's an advertisement. But I just don't think people need to be sold hard. I think you should have that's the creative. How do you sell or market or brand something where the audience can enjoy it so that they can at least have fun while seeing it, not like check out.
It's crazy because remember a couple years ago, there was a course I took. It was for influencer marketing. I was really curious. And I took it for a year, learned so much. I mean, this was actually a long time ago.
You're in Pasadena.
Yeah. And I saw that she posted today on her private Facebook page. She's like, yeah, we finally hit 500K in sales as a company. And it was all through, obviously, courses and, having all of these different students. But her whole point was that she's like, after I posted that, 'cause she did another post, she goes, so many people kept DMing me saying, how did you do this? What happened? How were you so successful? Can I pick your brain? And she's like, guys, so many people will start something and without trying to learn or figure it out, they'll quit right away. We totally get that. But then she was saying it's all in the advertising. It's all in the marketing. She goes, so many people aren't willing to invest in Facebook ads. And she goes, it was such a learning curve for me. She goes, I had no idea what I was doing, but she had to get, I think that's how I found out about her. I think I was on Facebook. And
you saw an ad.
Yeah. They demo targeted someone who was blogging, whatever it might be. And I go, ooh. I clicked on it, probably clicked again. But she's been doing this for years and years and years, but she was new.
But that's all it is. It's a circle. All content that we watch is funded by advertising.
Yep.
Even Days of Our Lives would not be on the air if people like Dove and Pampers and whatever else was running those 30-second spots. Yep. That's how they're generating revenue. And I got to be honest with you, too. This is so weird to me because I watch, now that we got rid of our cable, which I was like, we got rid of it a little early.
Let's be real.
Well, because then I got to watch everything on NBC.com, like the Days episodes. And though it's free, there's 18 minutes of commercials to watch.
It's kind of
even
annoying.
Just my scenes. So my scenes are 9 minutes, but they're in each segment.
Right.
So I have to watch 18 minutes of commercials, 9 minutes of me. So it's like 27 minutes each episode. But I'll do other things while the commercials are going. But I'm thinking to myself, that's not going to continue to go that way. Right. Everything's moving to apps. And I even think, well, how bizarre is it that we all pay as consumers for cable, $150 a month. And then during our television shows, we're paying a service. And on top of it, we have to watch 18 minutes of commercials.
What?
But then you look at something like YouTube, ding, Yeah, we might have a 60 or 30-second ad with sponsors in some of our episodes, and then someone gets to watch a 30-minute to an hour podcast for free. YouTube is free.
Yeah.
We do maybe a 30 to 60-second ad, and someone gets to watch an hour free. That is the entire basis. Or there's like a skippable ad at the beginning that Google will place on it.
Yeah.
That we can generate revenue and yada, yada, yada. But building your own app, having your own streaming service, doing it on YouTube, this, I've never seen a more clear path in all my life. And then the whole pandemic thing sped it up.
Yep.
But that's why we're all in, because this is going to become the norm in 5 years.
Yep.
And so I'm like, oh, we're on the train. Like, let's
train,
hop on
maybe.
it, soon. We're already in it. But I'm trying to think if there's any other questions. The one thing I did want to mention is watching James Reed. He plays Clyde, Robert Scott Wilson's dad on the show. Yes. And he pops in every now and then. But I was looking through the episodes and I was like, oh my God, I am such a fan of his work.
You have been for a long time.
Yes.
He's always been really good.
Because I think there's a spectrum. I think there's two types of acting, and I don't really know what to call it, but there's like this part one of acting where you start off, and anyone new, including myself, which all my agents said when I was 17 and I came out here, I was taking meetings, they're like, you're green, you're green, you're green, meaning I was terrible. That's just the nice way to say it, is that I'm acting bad.
Yeah.
I'm not listening, I'm not reacting. I'm, okay, Alyssa, whatever, every time. And it's just like bad acting.
Sad.
And then people can get really good at acting.
How would you do that now then?
Where they're still acting. I'm not going to get into that, but that was really good. The really good acting is being able to not be a crappy actor, but be a really good actor. Yeah. And to most people, the really good acting is still passable.
Yeah.
People watch and they're like, oh my gosh, like the tears and like all this stuff, like, wow, this is great. Great acting, but it's still acting.
Yeah.
Then there's people like James Reed and a lot of other people I strive to be and have moments to be.
Yeah.
Is not only are you good at acting, it's as if you've mastered the peak of acting and you have that going in the background and you're almost like in the scene and it's already playing. But every now and then you can kind of squeeze in a real moment where people go, that was different, and you affect the other actor. Brian DiTillo making me and Chandler laugh when we said, we're going to go see a lawyer. He goes, uh-oh, and we laughed. Yeah. That is outside of acting. Huh. He created something in this different world, and not many actors do that. James Reed is one of them. Wow. There are people, when we're able to sell a film and we cast it, I will look for only people that are beyond that line because there's something special that happens and it's very underrated because a lot of people don't get famous who are in that realm, but I notice it. They're so
you want realness
in the moment that if you've seen it happen 5 times, it would be different every time. They are reacting and affecting the other person in such a way that isn't self-involved. Some great acting is still about them. Of course. They acted great.
Yeah.
My whole mission is never about me.
Yeah.
How can I affect in their eyes, Chandler, everyone that I work with? I go, how do I do something that I can watch for fun and go, I did something to him in this scene that he wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
And James Reed does that.
Love
constantly. That. I see it. And he's someone I've always wanted to work with. He's one of the greatest actors that have come through that show. We have many talented people. James Reed is one of my favorites. And anytime I get to see him, I stop and I watch. And I just go, this guy's great.
Maybe we'll have him on the podcast. Never talked to him yet. So.
We haven't talked to him, no. But I just wanted to give him props because someone like him comes through. And I never got to work with him much.
Yeah.
But he's always been super kind to me. And we've met in passing. And but I wanted to give him
I love that.
Little props. But the beer's kicking in. We got to get food going, Zoom. And you have your family Zoom coming. But I wanted to do this little recap for everybody. I appreciate you so much. We'll be back here every Friday.
Yes. With
the day's recap until September 1st, which is a Tuesday.
And then, dun dun dun.
And then that's it. That's when Sonny leaves. But We're going to cover all of it. We're going to talk with everyone. We're going to take questions and all that fun stuff. So be sure to subscribe. I can't say it enough. It would mean the world to us.
Smash the like button.
Smash the like button. Leave some comments. Leave some questions. Because I know that we were just improving today, drinking, having a good time. But we do want to see the questions for later on, too, because as we're doing these days recaps, I want to make sure I answer all of your questions and give you all these little nuggets of the behind-the-scenes stuff. So I appreciate you all. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.